Move it this way or that way.
Antonio, do you know this guy, Derren Brown, right?
Yes, I do. It's great.
Yeah, I watched lots of video. Did you see video how he makes people rob the bank?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very interesting, eh?
Uh-huh.
I mean, many of them try. They give them plastic guns. But...
He's fused a few different techniques. He's obviously studied psychology, misdirection, persuasion, hypnotism, and suggestion, and he's kind of fused a lot of different things into what he's done. He's perfected it.
Yes.
But he's in a good side. Let's say if he would be evil side, he would create lots of massive destruction on this planet, you know, with this knowledge he has and experience and money he has. Actually, I'm thinking who financed this guy, because you don't really see how he making money with it. Oh, he making live shows, right?
Yes.
In Great Britain.
Yes. Well, the TV shows are paid for by the TV company, and by the production. Yeah, whoever's gonna produce it pays for it. The BBC or Channel 4 or whichever channel. Whatever company. Then he does his shows. He also does art. He's a really good painter. He's good. Yes, incredibly good at painting caricatures. And he explains that this is how he remembers faces. He just exaggerates everything and remembers the name that goes with the face, like a caricature, you know. He's awesome. He's incredibly good. He's just very good.
Yeah, I see. Did you see that video when he make person he put himself in black dress and white short, and people doesn't see his head. His head, you headless, like you don't have head, and he convinced people that he doesn't have a head. Yes, and everybody see no head. So I see people walking no head in it.
He also
and then he take.
He knows a lot about human nature. He also he convinced people that they could not see him, even though he was sitting in front of them. Okay, he said he spoke to people. What he does is neuro-linguistic programming mainly, so he can explain to people's brains what's going to happen, and the people's brains obey these instructions. Like when you say to yourself, you cannot find your car keys. When you say, I cannot find my car keys, your brain says, okay, and you cannot find your car keys. All kinds of, or you say, Mike, the front of my car is smashed, and your brain says, yes, I know what the front of your car being smashed is. Look, this is how it looks, you see. So he convinces them that they cannot see him, and he stands up and he walks away and he comes back and he sits down in front of them, and they behave like they can't see him, and he opens a box and he gets a little puppet and he makes them, and the people are looking at the puppet going like this, looking for strings, and he's just holding it with his hands. He's not dressed different or anything. But he's also, he knows about human nature, and the brain will ignore things that don't match a pattern. Okay, so he takes a wallet, he takes his wallet with lots of money.
Oh yeah, this is good. I saw.
He puts it on the street, on the pavement, and he draws a circle. Yellow.
And nobody take it. Nobody take
it. Takes it. No, if there was no circle,
they would take it.
Seen it. But because there's a circle there, the brain doesn't understand this pattern, so
They maybe understand the pattern that circle is if it's circle, it might be danger. Let's say if somebody circle, it's like a warning sign. No, don't cross the border, right? Something like that.
It's breaking the pattern. This is it. The human brains.
Yeah.
The reason globelings have such a huge problem, globelings who look into the flat earth, the reason they have a huge problem is that they don't see patterns. They cannot see patterns of the flat earth with the real world. They cannot see them. They see that they are spinning, and this is why the sun goes across. You can say to them, but look, the gyroscope doesn't show this. Nothing shows this. All the things show that this is not happening. Not all the things show that they cannot show it happening. All the things show that it is not happening. They are confirming it is not moving. It is not round. It is not turning. But they can't see patterns, and it's fearful for humans. So this is why all of the problems and all of the challenges.
They don't. Maybe people people probably have big sense of self-importance. You should get rid of it. Let's say I always live and I think I'm nobody, you know, like not literally like I don't think I'm nobody, but that's why I never argue with people. You know, for me it's difficult to argue. Let's say, especially at my work, it's crazy. Actually my work, all people, it's like 560 people. Nobody believes Earth is flat, so they're all globalists, and I don't even raise my voice there because I can be not killed, but I don't want to be a white bird and man blackbirds, right? So I just carry on. So they laugh at me. I said, yeah, okay, that's good, that's good. You're right. I said, you're right, you're right. You know, if somebody wanna fight me or said you're wrong, I never arguing with the person.
Yeah.
And I think that the less you argue, the more you're smart. Because if you start arguing, you put yourself in danger position. You opposite something maybe. This is how people get killed in revolutions, right? I don't say they should go and support revolutions, but maybe you should stay home and don't open the goddamn door, you know? If they more of them, if there are hundreds of people, hundreds of thousands, and you alone, you cannot resist them. You can strike back if you gain power, but some certain, let's say I have many friends only because I never arguing with them. I bring my point, and I said one day you will understand, but I'm not going to argue with you. But those friends, they don't friends between each other anymore since my university, right? But I know all of them, and we communicate. So they all communicate with me, but they don't communicate with each other for some reason, you know.
Huh.
This is something tells me that I just try to be friendly. I never arguing with them. Sometimes they have clashes, but
Yeah.
you know, especially nowadays, if I see person wrong, and if he my closest friend, I'm not gonna win him because you know I feel bad. I know if I close to truth and he is not, but it's not his time. He will understand it later.
Yes.
And this is how people see that ball, and because it's you know like you said before in early hangouts, you start with 9/11, like you start with smaller conspiracies like Boston Marathon and Sandy Hooks, and those kids alive, you know, it's crazy. I mean, and those cosmonauts. 7 people die in Challenger, right? They also, some of them alive, and they don't change names.
Yes.
So, and people said, no, it's just as accidentally they look the same, and accidentally they have same freaking names. I said, hey, can you go accidentally buy lottery tickets and win, and share a winning prize with me?
How many was the team again? Was it 8?
No, I think it was 7 astronauts. Oh, wait, I don't remember, Chris. Maybe 7. Challenger, you mean?
Yeah. Anyway, whether it was, let's just say it was 8. What is the likelihood of 8 people that make it through to that level of, science or to an astronaut? Yeah, and then 2 of them having identical twins, 2 lots of them. Yeah,
2 of them. 2 of them. They cannot find.
Yeah, it's so. And this is going back to Derren Brown. This doesn't have a pattern. When people go, oh no. They can't think clearly because they don't have a pattern for thinking. First, they've never seen a thing explode with lots of people dying that was going to space, and this is what they saw, you know, and this is what they believe. So those people are dead. So these people who are alive, they cannot have been in there, and there were people there and they're dead, and these people are not dead, so these are not those people. It's like, yes, or these people are the ones that you think were in there, but your government lied to you, and you think that these people are different people. It's the same people. It's really simple, but they can't see it. They don't see it. Okay, now you should have a shadow.
I just put my point. I just put it. All
right, cool.
1 minute ago. So I'm hitting a solar noon. My needle doesn't move, so I'm gonna make it at least every 5 minutes or so. Every time I see sun, maybe I should do it now.
Cool.
Yeah, I think people should remove that ego, because it's ego struggle with them. Let's say, about 9/11, they said, okay, the closest argument, the strongest argument I have, psychological argument, they said, hey, wait a second, you crazy mother, don't you think our president can kill your own people? And it's like, I'm thinking, are you thinking you're really so important? You're working for $10 an hour, you're thinking you're so really important. Like, because when you admit this, I'm not important, I'm just a small tiny schmuck on the surface of this, on the surface of our planet. plane, right?
Yes.
Then you understand, yeah, you know, lightning can strike me, car can hit me. I mean, we're very, very unprotected. Really, we can be easily removed from nature forces. You know, not even somebody on purposely can remove me, but
A tree branch could fall on your head and kill you one day walking in the park. It can happen.
yeah,
It happens. You know, you could be walking on
absolutely.
the balcony and a plant drops, a plant pot drops.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens.
Especially if you're wearing headphones.